Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Planet Zoo classroom. I have prepared a little something for us today. As I promised you, I wanted to do something like a playing with water special. We already did some terraforming and planting and rock work and so on, and we also had the episode the last time where we were actually building in nature, where we already did a little bit of working with water and with waterfalls, and I thought I would do this episode particularly for showing you how to actually work with water, with waterfalls, with a little bit of the water effects as well, and make it look a little bit more interesting, a little bit more natural. So that's what we're going to do today. And first of all, we're going to this little biome here. We're going to build a little oasis in a desert biome. And what we want to do first is we want to prepare everything for the water. So we're lowering the ground just like this. Okay, we're going a little bit deeper, and then we are going to flatten the terrain to this height, for example. Okay, so we have a nice little pond or lake or something like that, and if we use this for our animals, we don't want we don't want it to be that steep for them to enter the pond. So what we're doing is we are going to flatten the terrain once again a little bit higher, so that we have something like just like a kind of a staircase, so that this water section here is a little bit more shallow and this water section here in the middle is a little bit more deeper, so that our animals can go into that water on that lower level, and if they want to swim they can go in further to that deeper level. So what we are going to do now is we're going to soften the ground so that we don't have this hard edges around. And we also want the water to come in from the back over here, which is a little bit higher. So what we are doing here is we are sinking something like a little pond in the ground as well. Then once again we are going to flatten the terrain just like this. Okay, I guess we have to put it up here a little bit more so that we can actually fill in some water. And then we want to have something like a little river that goes from this point over there into our lake. So we're sinking a little hole in the ground and putting it around like this. Soften that edges once again. Okay, and now we're going to fill in our water. So you can see we have this lower area here where the animals can enter in the water, and we have the deeper area in here. And we also have this little connection from our pond over here. Okay, we have to work on that. because the water level is not going to be as high as we want it to be. Soften it once again. So let's see. Okay, we can still just leave it at this height. So we need to go a little higher here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as I said, we have this pond on top of here, and we have this little lake on the ground over here, and we want to make a little connection there. So what we are going to do is we going to the building section, and we are looking for the waterfall. And we have those fake waterfalls from the Aquatic DLC, and we're going to use them. So we're going to put down maybe the smaller one. Yeah, that would be great. So we're going to put down this smaller waterfall over here that is flowing. Just put it a little bit higher. Okay. So that we have this little waterfall that is flowing from this little pond over here into this water section and into our lake. So, okay, the idea is there, and we have to make it to look realistic right now. So what we are doing is we are going to use a lot of rocks. You can use the fake rocks, you can use every rocks that you want to. I'm going for the desert rocks, biome a desert, so that it fits our environment around it. And now we're going to cover the edges of our waterfall with rocks. That's pretty important because you don't want to see those rough edges. You want it to be a natural waterfall and not something man-made. So you don't have to be that accurate. Those rocks can and should stick a little bit into that fake waterfall, because only if you do that it will look more natural. So we're also covering the top of it. With using some more of those rocks. Just a few more little ones if we find some. Yeah, and you also can put some rocks right in the middle of the waterfall to make it look a little bit more interesting. And also on the ground in front of it. Yeah, and here we already have our natural looking waterfall in here. So what we're doing next is we make this top area look a little bit more natural. That's what I tell you all the time in my videos. If you have a water section, just do some rocks around it to make it look a little bit more interesting and a little bit more realistic. So we're going to put some rocks around here as well. And we're going to put some rocks around this as well. So we're framing our little lake a little bit. Just remember to not to put down too many rocks, because you still want your animals to be able to get into that water. So just put some of them around here and there, and not everywhere. Just like this. And now we're going to use some planting to give it a nice look around here. Once again, my favorite bush. It goes with every biome. Okay. I'm putting some more of these around here as well. And we're going with some palm trees. And some more bushes. Just like this. And some more of the bigger palm trees over here. And maybe some of those over here. And we're also going back to the rocks and covering those steep backside of our pond on top of that hill with some more rocks. Just like this. And as you can see, we're hitting play. We have a nice little oasis in the midst of the desert. It's just as simple as that, and you can see we did this in just a few minutes. So that's not that much of a work to do. And to show you something more, or something a little bit different, we're going to this environment that we already know. That's something like a boreal environment, and we are also going to put in some water features in here. We want to be to have a little or a bigger waterfall in here. Something that we did also in the Build in Nature episode. We're going to use these and this and also this little ones. So we're going to build something like a cascade waterfall. One that begins from the top, like we're starting over here, and then moving over like here, and some more here. Sorry for that. And then once more over here, and then the bigger one. Come on, the bigger one to go like this. And another big one. Like that. And then we are going to have some kind of a pond over here. Fill in some water. And we're having another pond right over here. Okay, the water levels sometimes are a little bit tricky, so come on. Just color that right here. I have to put that a little bit up the terrain. Okay, so we're having a little pond over here. And we're having another deeper pond over there. And we want that water to go right into this. So we are needing some more of these. And I think we're going with a smaller one again. Maybe with the little one. Yep, like this. And like this. And we're going with that one. Like this. And with the bigger one on the bottom. Like this. Okay. As you can see, it looks very, very, very unnatural right at the moment, but that's something we're going to change once again with rocks. So we're going for a different kind of rock this time to fit the area around it, and we're going to cover everything up that we can. And also try to not use just one single rock to cover up everything. Just be creative and use a lot of different rocks to make your environment around the whole thing look more natural. And once again, don't be afraid to cover up some parts of your waterfall, because if you do that, it looks a lot more interesting as if you're going for I'm just covering the frames of the waterfalls. So just get into it. Just like this. Going into here. Yeah, I'm not going too crazy right now, because I want this video also to be finished and not to be too long for you to watch, so that you just will be able to see what I'm going to do and to learn some things out of it. So we're going down here right now. We need to cover a little more space right here. That's nice. And down here as well. Like this. Over here. So some different kind of rocks in between. And as I told you in previous episodes as well, use a lot of those rocks and put them into each other to make it look more realistic. And once again, here we have this pond that we also want to cover somehow a little bit with those rocks. Like this. Okay, and don't mind sorry, don't mind when those waterfall pieces don't connect directly to your pond. Just cover it with some rocks so that it looks like the water is flowing down there through the rocks. And you can achieve that perfectly if you use some of those little rocks around it. You also can use those fake rocks. And if you put down those waterfalls, just remember, if you start on top, always start with the smaller ones and go bigger as you go down the hill. It doesn't make any sense if you start with the bigger one and then you get smaller the more you go down. Always start small and grow bigger. Sounds quite familiar. Okay, that was a little nasty. So we are close to the finish. Yeah, that big one over here, just a little higher here. And once again on the bottom of it, we're using some more rocks to frame that little pond. Just like this. Okay, rockwork is not perfectly made this time. Because, as I told you, I don't want to have this video be going on like forever. I just want to show you how things can be done in this game. So we're going to put some bushes around here, some pretty quick. Also some flowers to make it look a little bit more nice and give it some colors around here. some more over here. Come on, where are you? Okay, great. And we're going with some different ones as well. And here on the receiving point, just a little bit more color in here. Okay. And now we are going to hit the play button. The water is flowing and we have something like a cascading waterfall going down our hill. Yeah, so I guess we're coming to an end right now. I hope you learned something. I didn't use the water effects in this one because I usually don't use the water effects that often in the game, because I think it's much easier to have great water effects in your habitats by using these perfectly shaped fake waterfall things. We might get into the water effects in another video, but not in this one because time is running out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something out of it. Let me know in the comments if it was helpful and what you want to see next in our videos. Leave a like, that would mean very, very much to me. Also subscribe to my channel that you won't miss on further episodes in this series and also in my Fix My Habitat series and the other videos. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys!